we're just about to go live now. Awesome. So we're
Okay,
live
cool.
on YouTube. We're just waiting for Instagram to kick in, and then we can get started. But in the meantime, I can say, Neal Goosen, welcome to Coffee and Conversations with Champions. It's the powerlifting edition. And I think if you can move your head to the left so we can wave at the Instagram guys because they're getting a cut. Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
So,
Like there.
yeah,
Okay.
at least they'll be able to hear us. I'm sure if they turn their phones, they'll be able to hear us. Okay, so there we are. So, Coffee and Conversations with Champions, it's the powerlifting edition. We're chatting to you about your lifting and the road to SA Champs 2025. So, can you give
Oh,
us a little
very
bit of
exciting stuff.
absolutely, and we're very grateful to have you join us at such short notice. Thank you for stepping up. We greatly appreciate it. So,
So, what do you want to ask?
yeah, so tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Neal Goosen? A little bit of your background, and then we'll get into powerlifting and what got you started and how you got into this epic sport.
Okay. Where do you start though? so
Who's Neal? Yeah.
I so who's the okay, so I live in Gauteng
Hmm.
and I train there at Sunny Hill Rivonia. So it's quite a bit of a far drive towards where I gym.
Right. Where are
And
you? Where do you? What area do you live in?
here in Krugersdorp, Gauteng.
Okay, sure. That's a bit of a drive.
Yeah, it is very far. Like I need to go to Baba Bullies 4 times a week. So I've
Right.
been driving like most of the time to Signing Hill,
Sure.
Rivonia. It's like quite
But
a far drive.
it's a passion, right? Absolutely.
It is a passion.
And the big thing is with bullies, what I love about that gym is you got guys driving from Fochville coming to train. So the people are
It's
really
absolutely
traveling
crazy.
far and coming to train. That's it. So see, we're getting quite a few people jumping on Instagram to watch. I'm not sure if they can see our setup properly, but I think if they turn their phones, they'll be able to
Yeah,
see us a little bit better. Otherwise, they can just listen to us and watch our shoulders. So,
hope for the
yeah, how
best.
did you? Yeah, how did you get into powerlifting?
So it's actually kind of a funny story. So I already knew about the sport like from YouTube and Instagram, but I didn't like realize it was so big actually in South Africa.
Right.
So the one time we just like went to our public gym, Planet Fitness, and then we just like saw a guy just lifting such heavy weights, and I was like wondering, is he doing powerlifting? And
Right.
then we just like went up to him and like asked him about the sport, and basically he gave his dream upon us, and he basically taught us on how the whole sport works, and it kind of inspired me to new heights.
Oh, fantastic. Who was the lifter? Are you still in contact with him?
I am, yeah. It's his name is Suvar Maharaj,
Okay.
a very talented lifter.
Okay, fantastic. So from there, you started getting. How did you get involved in the sport? Did you train with Sauvage?
So I've been coached by him for a couple of years. We went to the meets and stuff, and that's how I basically got like influence with Baba Bullies and all the competitions. And I basically I it just like helped me to like grew like a love for the sport, and it just made me want to train harder and harder and get as good as possible in the sport.
Oh, fantastic. So, what was your first competition like? What comp was that?
It's it was like at like um a, a primary school. I can't remember what the place's name was, but like at first it was very stressful. Like like at that point I had like brute strength and like very strong strength at that point, but my technique was horrible.
Okay. Well, and what does you said the experience was horrible? What was it like? I mean,
Well, it
you
wasn't
have an
necessarily like a
understanding of
horrible
the rules.
experience, like,
Yeah,
but everything was like awesome and stuff. But look, by that point, like, I was very stressed out. Like everything was new
yeah.
to me. It was almost a bit overwhelming because I never seen so many big, strong people in one place before, and everybody was so nice. And it's almost like you part of a family there.
And that was your experience at your first competition, right?
Yeah.
Sure. So let's talk a little bit about the community because that's the thing in all of the conversations that we have. That's the thing that comes through. It's the wonders and the joys of the powerlifting community, the things that make it so, so special, and that people really love and value. It's our amazing, incredible community. So, what was that like for you as a new lifter, not knowing sort of maybe what was happening at the competition, the processes, the weigh in, your equipment check, setting your rack heights, and so on?
It was like a massive. It was just like something else. Like I can't even explain like what it feels like. It's a sport like takes a lot of discipline and a lot of like new stuff that you need to like remember and do. A lot of set of rules. But yeah,
Yes,
just the fact that it feels like you're part of a family. You basically get used to the whole setup and how all the rules are set up, and it
absolutely.
must get like drilled into your brain.
Yep, 100%. Where you end up almost operating on autopilot.
Yeah, without you realizing.
Yeah, that's it. What's it been like for you training now at Barbell Bullies? And have you done any competitions with bullies yet?
I've been done a couple yet. Like I did like both of the lift off competitions they had.
Right?
But still, I feel like that's probably the best competitions experience where you get.
Uh,
Like the
th-
energy of that competitions are like unimaginable, and like the support
yeah,
is unreal.
absolutely. I think we've got fantastic supporters in South Africa to cheer on and support the lifters.
Yeah, because it's lifters from everywhere. Like anyone can compete, and it's just like such a wholesome and uplifting experience.
Absolutely. Tell us about your preparation now for nationals. Is this going to be your first nationals?
Okay, so this is gonna be like my fourth one now,
Okay,
my
fantastic.
fourth one,
Right?
and like and the preparations are going very well. Like my lifts are just like skyrocketing, like compared to like my provincials from last time. Because last time I just wanted to like do lifts, not like fully 100%, but I'm just going from 70 to 80% maximum.
Right.
And like my strength just being skyrocketing lately. Like I've done like a 270 squats, a 280 deadlift, and then a 170 bench. And I'm like quite very excited what's to come with nationals.
Oh, fantastic. Are there anything that you're preparing to do? Sort of that any records that you're looking at chasing? Obviously, chasing gold. And tell us a little bit about what you're expecting at nationals, what you're hoping for.
So the goal at the moment is like 700 total minimum.
Okay.
Basically, just like trying to get like a highest possible third attempt for like what I'm capable of.
Right. Absolutely. Then, can we talk a little bit about your preparation, your diet, your nutrition, your plan?
Well, of course. So like the diet's just like how it's always been, like a lot of protein, a lot of calories, basically just like your normal everyday balanced diet.
Right. And
But
well,
yeah, I'm just making sure I'm getting not a lot of proteins and meat in.
then that's it. Yeah. Listen, meat is the secret weapon for powerlifting because it's the protein
It
for
is, yeah.
muscle building, and it's the stuff that's in the steak, the collagen, the stuff that helps build and develop your connective tissues. It's something that's really, really important. Did you sort of just research this on your own? Have you been working with your coach?
So it's like a combination of things, but like for the most part, I get all the information by my coach.
Okay, fantastic. What's it like for you being part of the bullies family?
Yo, it's really awesome.
Oh,
They're basically like my second family at this point.
oh, fantastic! It's a great job.
Yeah.
It's a great environment. And now representing Gauteng, coming to nationals, how does that feel for you? Does it really sink in that you are representing Gauteng, or is it more sort of going to win a medal for yourself, or do you have your province in mind?
I definitely do have the province in mind. But for me at the moment, just like to have like fun at the competition and just like to break my own personal like records and like limits. Like if I
Yes.
can just like do my best at the comp, then I'm gonna be happy.
So can you talk about, and I don't want to get into trouble with your coach. So can you mention, you sort of mentioned a 700 total. in your dream situation, what would you like to reach? What would you like to look at?
For like my all-time peak, or just like in
Yeah, for
general? What?
I think for if you could peak at this competition, what are the numbers you'd like to get?
So want to like pick up a 290 deadlift. I want
Right?
to pick up a 165 or 170 bench, and then a 280 squat.
Okay. So that'll give you the total that you want.
Yes, that would make me happy.
Awesome. So we've got World Masters in South Africa this year, and then juniors and sub juniors next year, and then World Bench in 2027 in Cape Town again. What are the international competitions that you're targeting and looking at?
For me, it's definitely like the open, or like
Mm.
for the open or the junior in Cape Town.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
I'm very excited to like go and compete in those,
okay.
because
Fantastic.
because I know it's gonna be probably be the first time I ever gonna be competing in Worlds then.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think juniors for 2026 is going to be back at Sun City. So sub junior and junior worlds will be Sun City, and depending obviously on how Masters goes, and then World Bench in 27 will be back in Cape Town. So where would you rather see it, Cape Town or Sun City for juniors?
In my personal opinion, I think Cape Town.
Okay.
Just like
Why
for the
Cape
amount
Town?
of people that it's gonna be possible to be at that place, and also there's a lot of interesting powerlifting gyms at Cape Town.
Yep, there are
I would like
absolutely.
to see like the new faces and the new people that can get brought into the sport.
Yeah, 100%. You know, Cape Town's quite an amazing place. Western Province powerlifting, they're really working hard. They're executive. They've
Yeah.
grown that sport. We had an amazing time streaming their championships at the end of last year, the 2025 champs. So a lot of fun. What would you like to see for powerlifting in South Africa? What would you like to see happen?
So there's a lot of stuff, but at first, like it'd be nice if we can get like more gyms scattered around the country.
Right?
But
And
also another way, like the only way it's possible to like grow the sport in South Africa is like people like you. We need people to like make the sport more famous and get the sport noticed in places that you wouldn't necessarily get it noticed by.
100%. I think it's, that's why we're doing this to grow the sport. And one of the things I think that also people can do to assist is to step up and do referee exams, do their coaching exams, and assist at competitions because the more people that we have helping, and I was tell you that when you start working at comps, that's when you really fall even more in love with the sport. It's
Yeah, that's
the
true.
most wonderful experience working at the table, working as a spotter and loader, working as one of the referees. It's very, very cool. Obviously, the fun part is weighing an equipment check at 6 in the morning. But when you're
Yeah, a lot of
doing
work.
weights, yeah, and you've got one lifter or two lifters that don't pitch, right? And you got to sit there the whole time, and all you want to do is grab breakfast before you got to get back on the platform. So, guys, be at weigh in on time.
Yeah, that's another topic, like
Yeah.
how difficult it can be to like make the way in for some lifters.
That's yeah. So what division are you lifting in?
So I'm lifting in the under 120 division.
Okay. So and how is your weight at the moment?
So it's definitely over now, but
Okay.
like it's like no issue at the moment. Like
Yeah.
I just like progressively just like cut off the weight
Yep. It's it,
without like
it's
really losing any strength. Like it's a
okay.
very
Good.
casual thing for me at the moment.
Okay. Fantastic. That's the thing. Weight is a challenge, and I've got to be under 105 tomorrow morning for bench, and at least I was 104.9 this morning. So feeling a little bit more comfortable because having over a 2 week period, having brought the weight down from about 111 kilos, it's been work
No, I can imagine.
to get it down and make the weight. I mean, that's a whole other competition within itself. For yourself, Neil, what do you see as your future in the sport? What would you like to do? Where would you like to compete? What would you like to win? Are there elements that you'd like to get involved in from a referee or a coaching side? Where do you see your future over the next 5 years?
So my future, I would like to be one of the top under 120 athletes in worlds, and if I like completed all my goals of powerlifting, it would be like very awesome to like begin coaching and like not only like be an influence in what I'm doing, but like how I can like help other people. And
Right.
I can like basically take other people to new heights.
That's because what's that been like for you? What have you learnt about yourself through powerlifting? What has it taught you about Neil?
It taught me that I'm like a lot of much stronger than I'm actually think I am, and then that people like believe in me, like that they have high expectations than for me than what I think I do, and
Uh,
it just like shows that I'm much more capable than I meet that meets the eye from me,
100%. And
and
for
that I'm
you,
not like
yeah.
only a lifter, but like more than that.
So how has that helped you in other areas of your life?
You're like a much like way too much,
Okay.
especially like in the discipline area. Like at some point before the powerlifting, I was like so lazy, and I wouldn't be like really like up to like do stuff. But now at this moment, I have like a good schedule, like do my stuff, and it's actually like fun doing like stuff that wouldn't necessarily be like fun to do, more like
Yeah.
pain in the ass type of stuff.
That you have to do though to get it
Yeah,
right. Absolutely. So if
that's the
you
only
were,
way you can like grow.
yeah, you're 100% right. If you were to speak to parents of kids in primary school or in high school, and what would you say to them about what you've learned in powerlifting about yourself and how it's helped you? Why should their kids get involved in powerlifting?
At first, I would say like it's a very longevity sport,
Hmm.
depending on like if you like have good technique and you're training very smartly and you're not like overdoing yourself the whole time.
Right.
Like in my
And,
opinion,
and
like
good
the
coach.
powerlifting is
Mhm.
probably like the most longevity sports that you can get if you like do it very right.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we look at Dan's in his 80s and
Dan
he's,
Oppenheimer, yo, he's so
yeah,
impressive.
uh,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
biggest,
Dan is like freak of nature.
yeah, 100%.
Mm,
And watching him step up onto the blocks is very impressive as well.
that's very impressive. Also, like his attitude of the sport, like he picks up that weight like it's nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. No, he's
Mm,
very, very committed. You can learn a
yeah,
lot. You can learn a lot about lifting from someone like that, like Dan. And you have guys like Rodney Anthony that have been in it for a long time. Harney
oh yeah,
Smith, who has been, our chairperson of the SAPF, has been doing it forever. There's videos of Hani doing back spot on
oh
a
yeah,
400 kilo squat. And,
madness.
like, it's amazing. Like, these guys have been involved in the birth of the sport, in the history of the sport. We're very, very fortunate to have so many amazing lifters in South Africa. And even like with Heather, she does all of this incredible work and then still goes and competes all day on the table, goes and lifts and back to the table to run the computer. It's very, very cool.
Just like impressive, like how they could like organize and like just like treat everything, just like everything is like in balance with each
Yeah,
other. Mm,
100%. It's a great life lesson. So Neil,
yeah,
just before we wrap up, is there anything that you would like to talk about or to share?
nothing in mind though.
No. So all right, we're looking. What day are you competing? You're on the Sunday. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
on the Sunday.
So, guys, those who are watching, we got quite a few people watching now. Gonna jump on to the live stream on Sunday. That's the 30th of March. Give Neil some love in the comments as well. Fantastic. Neal Goosen, thank you so much for joining us and chatting about your time and journey in powerlifting. We really appreciate it. We're looking forward to seeing much more than a 700.
Yes. Mm,
Some big, big numbers. I'm going to end the stream now and the
yeah.
broadcast, and then I'll just say to you, I'll say goodbye to you off air. Thank you.
Again, thanks for having me.
No, an absolute pleasure. Looking forward to chatting with you after essays as well to see how things have gone and then what your plans are for 2026 and the balance of the year. Okay.
All the best for you too. I hope I'm gonna have a big impact on this meet.
I have the sense that you most definitely will. Absolutely. All right. But I'll be with you in
All
one second.
right.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank
Neil.
you.